Go. Hey everyone, it's Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment, and I want to welcome you back. We kind of took a long hiatus here during the holidays. Four of us get kind of busy because we have family situations that are going on, extended family and immediate family, and we like to take that time and make sure that we're doing what you're supposed to do during the holidays, which is to be around those that you love. But today I'm joined by my friend Randy Nelson. Randy, say hi to everybody. Randy's
Hello, everyone.
probably very excited for a little while until his Chiefs felt like they were kind of falling apart there toward the end of the season. I was wondering what was going on, but I can't say anything because my Cowboys were terrible this year. And I'm also joined by my buddy Doc. Doc, how you doing?
All good, my man.
Good, excellent. I appreciate you guys joining me. This video today, what we decided to do was put together a top 25 list of what we feel are our favorite debut albums for artists of all time. You can approach this a lot of different ways. I mean, some people use a little just pure subjectivity in their choices. Some people were trying to be a little bit more objective, but either way, it's going to have a little pieces of us in this list. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with Randy. Randy's going to go first tonight, and I'll go second. Doc's going to back clean up, and we're going to go about 5 at a time. So at first, we'll go with our 25 through 21, and then I'll do my 25 through 21, then Doc will do his, and then we'll swing it back around and count it on down until we get down to number one. So but we're going to probably give you a little bit of information about each album, hold up the album if we own it ourselves, and but drop a comment down below, like and sub if you would, please. It really helps. I know I haven't made a lot of videos here recently because of the holidays and stuff, but I appreciate any type of support you can give from my channel. So without further ado, Randy, can you start us off with starting with your number 25 through your 21? Tell us what you got, my friend.
My number 25, Pure Pop for Now People from Nick Lowe. It was called Jesus of Cool in the UK, but I guess we couldn't say that here in the US. I don't know. But it's kind of a hipster's pop record, got a smorgasbord of power pop, pub rock, and new wave. Just a classic.
Excellent.
My 25. My 24, Doc will like this one. I've got Van Halen's debut album. I guess they're all debut. What am I saying here? But anyway, got these energetic rock tunes. You got Eddie Van Halen. What else can you say about him on guitar? And of course, David Lee Roth on vocals.
Excellent.
My 23, I got ABC's Lexicon of Love. Just from 1982. It's kind of romantic synth pop that goes overboard, but in all the right ways with Martin Fry's singing. And whatever. Number 22. Got another one here. Marshall Crenshaw, self-titled. This one came out in 1982 as well. Just a hook-laden power pop masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
Nice. That's a good pick.
And then 21. Number 21. It's going to be Blue Oyster Cult's self-titled album. Came out in 1972, called The Thinking Man's Hard Rock. Got some witty lyrics in there, but that's going to be my first 5.
Excellent. Nice. I like those picks. What about you, Doc? Pretty cool, huh?
No, very cool. Obviously, I like one stands out to me out of the gate there, and you might see that one pop up a little later on off my list. But
that late 70s, early 80s vibe there, all kind of right in Randy's wheelhouse there a little bit. I like it. All right, I guess I better do mine, huh?
There we go, buddy.
For me, I'm gonna try to hold these up so where they'll be in a pretty good spot as well. Number 25 for me, I've got the Clash here. I hope I'm getting this actually lined up pretty well. Definitely a defining punk album that arrived with the kind of urgency and intelligence and a little bit of political bite that you might expect from the punk era. Obviously, Clash are heavily reggae influenced. Tracks like White Riot are great. Janie Jones, Police and Thieves, fantastic. My number 24, I just watched the documentary today on HBO Max by this guy. I know we only had one album, so maybe it's kind of cheating in a little way. So we only had one album. Obviously, it's his debut, but Jeff Buckley's Grace, absolutely a masterful album. The guy's voice is absolutely incredible. astonishing in every way. I think I added like 10 of the 11 tracks immediately when I first heard this album to my playlist. Hallelujah, of course, is the most recognizable track on there. Last Goodbye is also great, and the title track as well. Number 23, I know I'm going to be a lot different than you guys on this, because I'm going to have some of this stuff on here. I do have De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. Obviously, the kind of the infusion of jazz into hip hop, and this is a heavy sample album, which is just something you don't get in a lot of hip hop albums anymore because of copyright issues now that rap artists will run into with it. So you don't get a whole lot of that anymore. But this is just absolutely incredible. Some great sampling on here, especially of some old R&B and jazz, just fused with hip hop. Incredible album all the way through. I'm at number 22 now. Scroll down here a little bit. 22. I've got Zach De La Rocha and the Boys, Rage Against the Machine, their self-titled album. Explosive, politically fused, metal, kind of mixed with hip hop. Zach De La Rocha's, signature voice, and also Tom Morello on guitar, who, just absolutely an incredible genius on the guitar as far as mixing funk with heavy metal. Killing in the Name Of, Bullet in the Head, and Take the Power Back, all absolutely bangers on here. And at 21, this may be a hot take. Most people will go with, Aja or Aja, whatever you want to, how you pronounce it. But I got Steely Dan's Can't Buy a Thrill here at 21. Remarkable, confident debut. Do It Again, Reeling in the Years, Dirty Work, which kind of had a resurgence in popularity because of the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks that were released over the last few years. But that's my number 21 right here, Steely Dan. So, any thoughts?
Very good. Very good.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Very good.
Doc, what do you got?
I'm all over the map, boys. So listen, here's mine. Hope you guys can see it okay when I hold it up for you. So just let me know if it's in focus. But whip together this list for us. Let's see how we go here. So my number 25, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, it's going to be Chicago Transit Authority from 1967. The debut, Chicago. Does anybody know what time it is, dude? It's Chicago. It's the horns. It's early Chicago is really cool, man. Like I said, it's on my list of 25, and I like early Chicago. 24, I've got Hearts, Dreamboat Annie. Magic Man, Crazy on You. Heart rock's pretty good, man. I like early Heart too, a lot more than 80s Heart. I'll say that, but. Nancy can wail and Andy can sing, man. So it's a really good band to me. My number, so that's number 25, 24, number 23. It sounded like one that you had there, and it is Steely Dan. Really. Same thing that you had, I think. Can't Buy a Thrill. Reeling in the Years. Do It Again, man. It's you almost had Chevy Chase on drums there, man, for a while, so you never know. So it's my number 23.
True.
Number 22, it's just mine. It's not like my favorite album of theirs, but I do like the debut because it got me into the band, so I'm sticking with My Collective Soul.
Okay.
Hints, allegations, things left unsaid. Everybody knows the Shine from that debut album. There's a lot of great songs on this album, man. I don't really isn't produced that well. The sound is not the best on it, but the music itself and the songs still with me, man. So that would be my number 23, 25, 24, 23, 22, I guess.
You mean, yep.
So number 21, I'm keeping it in Canada, man. I got the Tragically Hip up to here, their debut. It's a smoking album, man. New Orleans is thinking 38 years old, blowing high dough, boots or hearts. They got me into the hip, man. It's still with me now. So
yeah, that's an excellent pick.
5. What's that?
Excellent pick. Up to
Thanks,
here,
buddy.
Yeah, you got my vote on that one for sure. All right, Randy, we're going to do number 20 down to number 16 now.
My number 20 for 1973, pronounced Leonard Skinnerd. If anybody asks me what is Southern rock, I'd say, listen to this. This is it.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to debate that.
That's a good one.
Number 19, I might be on somebody else's list too, and that's Austin's debut, like it just had to be on here because like every song got played on the radio, and then most people know about every song so on here. So
Nice.
pristine production on that one too. It was just amazing. Number 18 was Costello. My Aim is True. Came out in 1977 with Clover as the backing band. This is the album before the Attractions. Would have been interesting to see what the Attractions would have done with these songs. But yeah, great debut by Elvis.
Great choice.
Where am I at now? 17. I've got Smith's debut. You got the jangly guitars of Johnny Marr, and you got Morrissey's atmospheric singing. I don't know if that's the word for it, but he does have a different kind of singing style.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, where am I? 16 was the last one, right?
Yep.
And I got Tom Waits' Closing Time on here from 1973. Kind of like a beatnik response to like Sinatra sings for the Lonely. Yeah, he's just a great storyteller, Tom Waits.
Excellent. Love it.
That's my.
Hey, all right.
Still sounding like a Randy list.
It does sound like a Randy list, doesn't it?
And as it should.
All right. So for me, I'm sitting here at number 20. Doc, I think you'll be a big fan of this one here. We've got Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction,
Sure.
1987. Probably one of the biggest and most, dangerous debut albums in rock history for a lot of reasons. Grit, attitude, massive hooks, front to back. All the songs are very strong. Sweet Child of Mine obviously was, played ad nauseum almost on MTV. And Welcome to the Jungle and Paradise City also comes to mind. Just absolutely excellent album. That takes care of definitely the metalheads would be happy about that one. Number 19 for me, I've got Portishead's Dummy, which would be considered on the Mount Rushmore of trip hop. Dark, cinematic, haunting. This album just actually absolutely defines trip hop in so many ways, and it defines the mood that kind of resonates from that genre even still today. I did kind of a deep dive and with this with Alex Duddick a little bit. So Glory Box, Sour Times, Roads, all those tracks you need to check out. Excellent. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's a genre that I grew to like. Number 18 for me, obviously you got to have a little bit of this. King Crimson's in the Court of the Crimson King, monumental prog debut that's kind of essential to the genre. And I think it's ambitious. It's kind of unsettling at times. But it's completely unlike anything that would have come out during this time. And Epitaph is a monumental track for me. I can replay that song just over and over. Court of the Crimson King, 21st Century Schizoid Man, also a big track off of this one. Number 17 for me, again, Doc's going to probably love this one. I've got the self-titled Black Sabbath album from 1970. I know everybody loves Paranoid and everything, but this is the true debut, the debut album here, the birth really of heavy metal, dark riffs, ominous atmosphere, sense of dread. I kind of in here as well. The title track, NIB, The Wizard, all fantastic tracks. This album here, again, kind of more of a personal choice, but I think it's important for a genre. I'm very much into post rock. This is Godspeed You, Black Emperor, F sharp, A sharp, Infinity, kind of this an apocalyptic cinematic, built on long form movements, mixture of classic elements and ambient sounds from the world around and nature, and it kind of all blends together. It's very challenging, very deeply immersive. Definitely should listen to it with your headphones on. The Dead Flag Blues comes to mind, East Hastings and Providence are all fantastic tracks. So Godspeed You, Black Emperor is number 16 for me. Doc?
Yeah, a couple of good ones in there, Bri.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Not bad. My number 20, I'm going to have Pearl Jam's 10. They really weren't big on those like single word song titles, Jeremy, Alive, Black. It was just what it was, but the grunge era is booming here, and Pearl Jam's a big part of it. And, the album still sounds good, man. So That's my number 20. Number 19, I'm going with the Eagles debut album. I have a soft spot for the Eagles. I like the Eagles a lot. So, peaceful, easy living. It's take it easy. This is the sound of the Eagles.
Yeah.
Before Joe, Joe really takes it up a notch, but this is a good start for them, man. And it's makes my list. That's 19, 18. Ozzy Osbourne, man, Blizzard of Oz. The Smokin' debut album as a solo artist, leaving, and it's Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, Goodbye to Romance. Ozzy's Ozzy, man, and if you like that kind of music, this is a great album, man. And this was right in my sweet spot, especially at this age, man. It was great.
Yeah,
so.
I would think so. Yeah, this is formative years for you.
Number 17, CSNY, Deja Vu. Woodstock, it's Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, man. It just has a sound, and it was like the right album at the right time. It still resonates today in a lot of ways, man. It's a great sound. They're together, and blah blah blah. Neil and everything else, Nash. But this was a great debut album for the band. At one. Speaking of the band, number 16 is the band. Music from the Big Pink. That's my number 16, man. This is some pretty serious artists getting together doing some really good music, man.
Yeah.
I'll stick with it. Chest Fever is probably my favorite tune. Throw All You Want. I think that sounds fantastic. Don't get me wrong. The weight and everything else is fine.
Yeah.
They're great songs. But I got the band at number 16 with their debut.
Wow. Nice.
I like that one.
Those are good. Those are all good choices there, and all albums that I own. So good. Excellent
You must
job.
like them.
Must like them. They're in the collection, right? So, Randy, we're at 15 going to 11.
15. My 15 is going to be self-titled album, Roxy Music.
Roxy Music.
From, when was that? 1972, kind of where art rock meets glam rock. You have Brian Eno's experimentation and, Brian Ferry's crooning.
Yeah.
Right. Masterpiece there. Number 14. We got Big Star, #1 record. This is a really shiny record. But not a big seller, but very influential. Just a power pop masterpiece, really. With 13 being one of the best songs ever.
Right.
And number 13, Brian, I like this one. I do have Murmur here.
Nice.
From REM. Wonderful jangly guitar and, Michael Stipe's obscure and cryptic lyrics. Yeah. Great debut.
That's a great choice.
And my 12 is the Cars.
Gotta have it.
You had to have it. Just like Boston, like every song on here got played on the radio. Just a bunch of pop gems on here.
Yep. Excellent.
And 11. I got one more for you. My number 11, The Pretenders debut.
Great album.
Just, got Chrissy Hynde hitting hard here with her tough sounding singing. It also has maybe, one of my favorite covers of all time and doing the Kinks' Stop Your Sobbing. But yeah, great debut by The Pretenders.
All great choices. Yeah, I definitely like your number 13. Can't argue with that one at all. So that's being purely objective. Being purely objective there. All right. So for me,
should have put Big Star with 13 on 13.
That you should have done. That's right.
Yeah. Number 15 for me, Randy just actually talked about it. I've got the Cars here at number 15. And like you said, it's a near perfect pop rock debut. Very sleek productions, unforgettable hooks. Every track is iconic. You can slap greatest hits on this and nobody would argue with you. Just what I needed. My Best Friend's Girls, man, Good Times Roll, all absolute bangers. Number 14 for me, I've got the Ramones from 1976. Punk rock distilled to its purest form. Fast, loud, simple, but endlessly influential all at the same time. Don't blink, or the album will be over in no time at all. Blitzkrieg Bop, Judy is a punk rocker. I want to be your boyfriend. All great tunes. Definitely, I highly recommend that one. Number 13 for me. Probably no surprise. This probably show up on some. I've got Velvet Underground and Nico here from 1967. Not a hit at the time, but definitely one of the most influential debuts that has ever been recorded. It's very dark, experimental, and fearless, kind of all at the same time. Sunday Morning, I'm Waiting for a Man, and Heroin, my favorite track off of here. It's just absolute banger. Number 12 for me, I've got the debut album from 1969 from Led Zeppelin. Really kind of that thunderous debut announcing the band, it was going to be dominant in the rock genre for like the next 9-10 years. Very good essential songs on here. A little bit of roots in the blues, blended in here quite a bit. So that's what I think gives it the extra flavor. Good times, bad times, Dazed and Confused. My favorite track is Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. Just an absolute sweet gem. And again, trying to keep my hip hop flavor a little bit. I know this is kind of outside your guys' wheelhouse a little bit, but I've got Enter the Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers by the Wu-Tang Clan. Raw, gritty debut that kind of reshaped hip hop. And in the 90s, came out like 93. It's got great attitude. I mean, the band members that come from this go on to make absolute, solo albums on their own that just, even outsell like the combined sales of, members of NWA. But tracks on here like Cream, Protect Your Neck, Method Man, all absolute bangers. So got to have my hip hop there a little bit. So at number 11, Wu-Tang Clan. Doc. Probably don't have Wu-Tang, huh?
I just missed it.
Just didn't make
number 26. Number 26. My number 15, if we can jump in, is one that Brian's mentioned earlier. It's Black Sabbath's debut, Black Sabbath. Like he said, that's an evil sounding album, man. I'm sticking with that. That's the way I'm describing that album. Yeah. That's just the way they sounded at that time. And that's 1970, man. This sounds... You're not expecting that. That's all I can tell you. Number 14, I got the Doors debut. Number 14 for me. I'm not a huge Doors guy. I like it more as I get older, mind you. Light My Fire. In the end. It's just something about the album flow is really good. And I think those first 2 or 3 albums are really pretty smoking, if you want the truth. The more you listen to the Doors now, it's placement. This could flip at any time, but right now it's number 14 for me on a debut.
Okay.
I'm a Canadian boy. Rush debut, Rush, 1974, man.
Right.
Yeah, Geddy Lee's an acquired taste. The band, I'm going to stick with it, man. It's like as a trio now, or when they were there with Neil and Alex and Geddy. I'm sticking with probably like the most talented band out there. These guys are all peak musicians, man. But they're a rocking band, man. And Led Zeppelin had a huge influence on these guys. They were together for 5 years, but they put in an album, for crying out loud. They were practicing their craft, man, and they got really good at it. That's a smoking debut album, man, and it's a little heavier than what you get later on with Rush. You can hear that Working Man and In the Mood and stuff like that. So I'll stick with that. Tom Petty solo, man, Full Moon Fever at number 12. I didn't want to overkill it and have a couple of Petties on there. I could have had Breakdown or something on there. Just, Tom Petty, or the Heartbreakers, or do Tom Petty solo. I'm doing Tom Petty solo, man. Full Moon Fever is a smoking album, man. And there's not many misses on that album. It's like a greatest hits in a lot of senses for him, but he's got a lot of tunes, man. There's not a miss on that. Here's the one that probably you don't see, blah, blah, blah. But I got Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell at number 11, man. I don't care what anybody says. You sell 50 million albums, man. That's a pretty smoking album in my eyes. You like it, you don't like it. That's up to you. Then it's not your list. This is my list. It's number 11 for me on a debut album, man. It's a great album. It's really well produced. It sounds great. It still does.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Those are definitely your choices for sure. You and I have talked about Bat Out of Hell, and we've kind of debated that one a little bit, but I respect your opinion. You're right. I mean, obviously,
you had Wu-Tang Clan, man.
I have Wu-Tang Clan. You can have Bat Out of Hell. We call it even there.
So. My gut tells me Randy would put on my album before he'd put on yours. That's
Probably.
my gut.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. All right, Randy, we're breaking into the top 10, 10 through 6.
All right. My number 10, John Prine's debut, 1971. One of music's great storytellers who sang songs way beyond his years, often with a wry sense of humor. Yeah, it's hard to believe that he was so young when he did this, because it sounds like a grizzled veteran on there. Yeah. Number 9, one that's been shown before. That's Led Zeppelin's debut. Some people, this is their favorite. Mine would probably be their 4th album, or dang it, I'm forgetting it now.
Physical Graffiti.
The double album.
Physical Graffiti.
Physical Graffiti. Yeah,
Graffiti.
Physical Graffiti thing. But anyway, this, like you said, it was kind of like blues meeting hard rock, which was like a new sound there. And let's see, my number 8. Doc, I had this already, I think. The Doors debut, just kind of a unique blend. It had keyboard-driven rock, which is kind of unique in a way. And then you got Jim Morrison's mystical vocals. Number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's going to love this one.
Yeah.
I had Elvis Presley here. You know, kind of a rock touchstone from 1956. This contains some classic Sun recordings and some new RCA material that they added as well. A combination of country, R&B, and pop that helps to form what we now know as rock and roll. Glad to have it.
Just missed my top 10,000.
Yeah, I figured. And number 6, is that where I am? Yeah.
Yeah.
You had this one already. And it's going to be the Velvet Underground and Nico, 1967. Like you said, a groundbreaking album. I think it was Brian Eno that said that even though this didn't sell, that everyone that bought this album started a band. But anyway,
yeah. He did. Excellent. All good choices there, except for one that kind of outlies a little bit. But, you know, we'll circle back around to that one at some point. My top 10. Again, I'm going to go kind of back to back here from 11 to 10. I bet Doc might be okay with this one. Licensed to Ill by the Beastie Boys.
Sure.
The album to kind of push rap fully into the mainstream with a little bit of rock energy and personality. Essential songs that you would probably recommend from this one would be Fight for Your Right, which was a monumental hit for them. No Sleep Till Brooklyn's my favorite track on here. And Paul Revere is a great track as well. Rick Rubin produced this album, and a lot of innovations occurred on this one that kind of set the tone for rap music kind of going forward. Number 9 is one that's been mentioned already. It's hard to argue this. My wife absolutely loves this band. It's Boston, 1976. Arena rock perfection, you know, massive sound, massive hooks, and there's no wasted space on the entire album. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, you know, Foreplay, Long Time, all just absolutely monumental. It's one of those ones where, you know, you probably spent 4 years making his debut album, and then you're told you only got a year like to make your follow-up. That's what makes this album so hard to kind of top for the artist himself. Number 8 for me, Doc, I think you've already touched upon this. I've got Pearl Jam's 10 here.
There you go.
A lot of debate I've been having with people about why Pearl Jam is like, you know, the outlier of the grunge movement has survived for the last 35 years, while the others have kind of faded away. But this is an emotionally huge debut. I like this album more than I like Nevermind, and I know that's definitely a hot take. I think it really defines the era a little bit more. I know Nevermind is highly important to the genre, but I feel like this one here just kind of like defined it a little bit better. Alive, Even Flow, Jeremy. My favorite track actually is Garden, which is on the second side. Randy, you had number 7. I got it here a little bit higher. I've got My Aim Is True by Elvis Costello. Big Elvis Costello fan. I've been kind of slowly collecting his stuff as I've been going here. I think I just picked up Trust just the other day on vinyl. Obviously, she's very sharp, clever, kind of packed with that's, you know, post-punk stick a little bit. One of the strongest songwriting debuts I would think ever. Allison, Watching the Detectives, The Angels Want to Wear, My Red Shoes, probably all the tracks that people would love off of here. And finally, number 6 for me, I think Randy also had this. This is my favorite Smiths album. What Difference Does It Make is my favorite song by them. So I wanted to make sure that I included this. Randy kind of touched on it a little bit. You got Johnny Marr and the guitar, and you got this kind of neo crooning Morrissey. I guess that's the best way to describe his voice. Very melodic, melancholic, kind of, very essentially influential to the alternative genre in general. Also check out This Charming Man, which is another favorite track of mine. So that's down to number 6 for me. The Smiths debut, self-titled debut.
Right on.
Hey, Doc.
I tell you, this list sucks in a lot of sense, man. It's hard to put together. Like, I can flip these up at any time, man. I got no idea. I'm really honestly winging it here as I go, man. Zeppelin, number 10. Zeppelin 1. You guys have touched on it, man. But you start with Good Times, man, and you hear Jimmy on that first solo, man. You're in for a ride. This band's going to be rocking you for a while, man. That Zeppelin debut is pretty smoking, man. Love my 70s music, man. So I guess I'm going to stick with it here. No, I'll do GNR. I'll do Appetite at number 9.
There you go.
I don't think about that for a second, but you're right. Yeah, you touched on it already, Brian. It's one of the better, obviously, debuts that we've had in the last 40 years, I guess, in some senses, for the rock music area.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Welcome, Paradise, Sweet Child, Mr. Brownstone. It's a great album, man. And it's number 9. Number 8, I'll go with The Who, My Generation.
Mm-hmm.
The original that got me, I worked my way backwards to The Who on this, but because I started with really Who's Next is probably my first 2 albums that I listened to. But without that, I'm not getting that. So My Generation, the kids are all right,
Mm-hmm.
Legal Matter. It's The Who sound. Pete, and shows you why he's one of the best ever, if you want the truth. That's 10, that's 9, that's 8, 7. Aerosmith's debut. Aerosmith. Dream On, Mama Ken, Moving Out, Walking the Dog, great cover, man. This is a blues rock album. 1973, man. Tyler and Perry are kicking here, man. Yeah, they did a whole bunch of stuff to get that sound, but man, they sound great because they took a whole bunch of that stuff. So they were feeling no pain but putting out great music. And that's the 70s vibe for Aerosmith, man. So a couple more, don't I?
You just need one more. Number 6.
Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Randy nailed it on the head, man. You want to hear Southern rock? Drop this album on, man, and you got it all. Free Bird, Tuesday's Gone, my favorite tune. Simple Man. I know that's a lot of people's others, but I'm a Tuesday.
Right.
Tuesday's Gone, and Give Me 3 Steps. That's a smoking album, man.
Perfect. That automatically, just these 5 alone. I mean, if somebody just threw these 5 at me and we had to pick who had these albums, without a doubt, it'd be you.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Listen, I'll tell you, the same thing will happen on the next 5.
Probably, I don't doubt it. So we're into the top 5. Randy, I'm really curious to see what your top 5 are.
I'm going to be with Doc in here, and that I forgot to pull 2 of them, so I guess I'll just have to talk about.
Yeah, talk about it.
Right on, buddy. Thanks for joining the club.
I can't believe that. Okay, anyway, my number 5 is from the band, music from the Big Pink of 1968, kind of the beginning of what would later be called Americana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice.
My number 4 that's the one I forgot to pull. Gosh, and I have it. You Got My Mind Messed Up by James Carr from 1967. He's my all-time favorite soul singer, with all due respect to Otis Redding. But it's got Dark End of the Street, which is his biggest claim to fame. But the whole album is full of these soul nuggets. Anybody check out James Carr. You Got My Mind Messed Up. He only had put out 2 albums, and the second one's great as well. Number 3 is another one that I forgot to pull, and it's one of my favorite artists. It's Howlin' Wind from Graham Parker and the Rumor from 1976. This is a pub rock classic, and Parker is often compared with Elvis Costello because of the sneer, but Parker was more in the R&B and roots centered. Kind of, someone called him the bastard child of Mick Jagger and Van Morrison. But you got great songs on there like White Honey, Not If It Pleases Me, Back to School Days. But yeah, love Graham Parker. His second album is actually probably my favorite. Both of them came out in 1976, which is pretty amazing. My number two, Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yes. Are You Experience from 1967. Just he kind of started out kind of as a backing guitarist and a bunch of R&B and blues acts, but he comes into this like fully formed with a ton of influences. He just attacked the guitar and just got unbelievable guitar wizardry that some people are still amazed at. But yeah, it's my number two.
Nice.
My number one, no one is going to have, but I just love this. And it's Bobby Bland's Two Steps from the Blues, 1961. To me, one of the most expressive voices in music, sometimes referred to as a blues crooner or the Black Sinatra. But Bobby Bland's debut is infused with these gospel-drenched vocals, sophisticated horn arrangements by, I think Joe Scott was the guy who did that. He's got these, like I said, gospel-drenched vocals, showcasing his versatility because he can go between the emotional ballads and blues rave-ups. But St. James Infirmary, that song is kind of a standard, but nobody sings it as well as him. Leave Me On is another great ballad. I Pity the Fool, which I wonder if that's where Mr. T got that phrase. But yeah.
Yeah, I love his song "Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City" by Bobby Blue Bland. I think that's like a fantastic song. So good choice.
That's very cool.
Very much.
Very cool.
Yeah, very much his. All right, so my top five. Okay, mine's definitely going to be different than Randy's, I suppose, right? So I've got last of the hip hop albums. I got College Dropout by Kanye West. When he's actually taking his medication, he actually puts together some decent albums. Game-changing debut that reshaped hip hop in its honesty and ambition. Very heavy samples on here that are absolutely incredible, including using Spirit in the Dark from Aretha Franklin on one of the tracks as a sample. That's absolutely incredible. Essential songs to try out is School Spirit, Jesus Walks Through the Fire, All Falls Down. Really, he's the pioneer. This album is considered like the pioneer album for the terminology called chipmunk soul, where they take old soul music and they speed it up to where it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and they loop it, and it just has this really interesting sound. So that's my number five. Number four, which I was kind of surprised nobody had at all. I've got the Beatles' "Please Please Me" here from '63, kind of a starting point for the biggest band in music history. It's joyful, energetic. It's my third overall favorite album by the Beatles, but obviously we're going by debut. Obviously, title track, I saw her standing there, Twist and Shout. Just an absolute classic album that I think everybody should own. This one here, I know Randy kind of touched upon this a little bit when we talked before. I do have the Stone Roses here at number three. I think this is kind of a cornerstone of British alternative music. They only had two albums. They had this debut album. They had one called Second Coming that absolutely bombed, that they probably would rather nobody even ever talk about. But this blends great psychedelic guitars and dance grooves. I Want to Be Adored is absolutely a banger track on here. She Bangs the Drum, Waterfall. Actually, all the songs are very good. Really kind of their British jangle pop, as it were. So you should definitely check it out. Number two might sound a little familiar to Randy here, and to Doc. I got Jimi Hendrix here. Are You Experience at number two for me also. Revolutionary debut that kind of permanently changed what rock guitar could be. Purple Haze, Hey Joe is my favorite track, and Foxy Lady. I didn't really have a lot of appreciation for Jimi Hendrix until I really took my deep dive and on my journey to like listening to 1,000 albums, and this was like one of the first albums that I attacked, and I absolutely fell in love with the album. It's incredible. But number one for me should be kind of no surprise to anybody that knows me. I've got REM's Murmur here. My favorite band of all time is Mysterious. It's a very confident debut that helped create and shape alternative rock as we know it. Very subtle intellectual lyrics, melodic, structures from Mike Mills and Peter Buck. Essential songs on here, obviously, are Radio Free Europe. Talk About the Passion. Perfect Circle is my favorite song on here. Sitting Still as well. You should definitely check out. This album came out in '83, and actually, I believe it was. I'm trying to remember which publication, but it was a major publication that actually picked this album as album of the year over Michael Jackson's Thriller. So good for them. I think time might tell on that one a little bit. So that's my number one, Murmur.
There you go. Good for you, buddy. You
Yeah, good for
with
me.
what it is. There it is.
Go ahead, Doc. What do you got?
I'm gonna stick with what Doc is, man. So I'll do the international release because that's probably the best way to do this for me. So I'm going to go with AC/DC's High Voltage at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an AC/DC guy, but what can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about seeing them next year. So can I sit next to you, the Jack? It's a long way to the top. Live wire. This is AC/DC putting out bluesy riff, heavy rock in the 70s, man. And I love it. And they still do it now. The riff hasn't changed much either, so it's pretty cool. Number 4, Van Halen 1.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep it worth it. I'm sticking to my wheelhouse, man. But I think, Randy, you had it earlier. I'm glad it was on your list and your top 25 as well. I don't know if you had it or not.
No,
I don't think you did, Brian. But yeah, that's a smoking debut album, man. That's a heavy rock album at the end of the 70s popping in here, man. And Eddie's Eddie. Like I said, when we did our put together your favorite band and you get to pick somebody, I picked Eddie as my guitarist, man.
Right. Yeah.
Are You Experienced? The number 3, Hendrix. I think we all have it somewhere in the top 5, and that might be the sweet spot that we all hit, guys. So that's what I would leave it at. It's Jimmy's Jimmy, man. So that maybe then you do the if we're doing a chart and you're graphing it, it's probably the number 1 if you get right down to it. Because I got it at number 3, and I think you guys had it at number 2. You guys touched on it already from Fires, Foxy. Jimmy's Jimmy, man. And I've been reading a lot about him and doing a lot of videos on him recently myself. Anyway, it's fantastic, man. That's a great debut. But I'm a 70s kid, man, in a lot of ways. Boston's debut is number 2 for me.
Mm-hmm.
It'll always mean something to me because of when it came out and my age and what it meant to me at my music at that time. That's what I would say. It's a rock album. It's everything else. And I really only have one debut higher than it. So, and it's the hill I'm on today, so I'll die on the hill today. Don't ask me to die on it tomorrow. But that Cars debut, man, is going to be my number 1.
Nice.
That's a no miss album for me, man. Not to say that Boston has a miss. Not really. It's just the mode, and it's just today's day, and it's just the hill that I'm on today. But the Cars debut is going to be my number 1, man. That's a smoking album.
I have no problem with that. Definitely your top 10, Doc, is definitely embodying you. I am going to check out Randy's James Carr album. I definitely want to check that out. And what was for the Howling Wind? What was that name of that?
Bobby?
Howling Wind.
Uh-huh.
Was Bobby, wasn't it?
No.
No, it was Graham Parker.
Graham
Parker. Okay. I got a couple I got to listen to there. I want to check those out because you have them so high. I definitely want to check them out. So I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody listening and, kind of staying through the video. Please put your top 25 down below and tell me, what we majorly missed on. I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, I can't believe Brian had all that hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is.
I know 2 that I missed already. So,
but that's absolutely fine. Put your top 25 down below. Like, sub, comment. Thumbs up or thumbs down. It doesn't matter. All of it keeps me in the algorithm a little bit. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Randy, really appreciate it. Doc, thanks for jumping in here, even though I gave you like a last minute invite, but I really appreciate it. So until next time, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.
Peace out.